Hey guys, let me show you how to make a doodle bunny. This is a fun project you can even make with your kiddos. Just doodle, that's all there is to it. I'm working with a little bit of fusion mineral paint here for my base color, and it's called Little Whale. It's a really soft bluish gray, and I used it for the base color. And I love the color as it is, but I was going for, oh, something a little deeper, a little more blue, and a little more my favorite color, which is kind of teal-ish or aqua. So you'll see me put this on, and then you'll see me grab my slap it on brush and slap on some teal. But the teal that I had was a little dark for what I was going for. So I just mixed it in with a little bit of white and created my own pretty teal aqua color. I love it. It's kind of a looks like the sky. And I didn't cover the bunny totally. I just left it kind of muddled with the little whale underneath. And so it has some depth and some variation in color. First, I'm going to go in and doodle a little flower. Now, this project there's no rhyme or reason to it. I would say make a list of what types of things you like to doodle. When you doodle, do you doodle? Do you doodle at all? If you do, then make a list of things you like to doodle when you doodle. I am doodling this little daisy on the side of the ear to start with, and a hot pink, and then I took a little bit of white and lightened it up. And there's a little flourish I just made real quick with a little bit of black. Now I'm going to make a little rose flower, and the whole bunny is going to be completely in doodles. Funny thing, my mom used to call me Doodles when I was a little girl, or Doodlebug. That was another nickname she had for me. Anyway, I picked up a little bit of green here, and I'm just adding a couple of leaves and not being real fussy with it. This is kind of just like an abstract art thing. Now here you're going to see me go around the side of the ear with a little black paint, just with little scallops. Makes it look a little lacy. You'll see me throughout the video putting the little black scallops all along the edge, not completely along the edge, just in little sections and little stations, if you will. Okay, what's next? Next, I'm going to make a little butterfly in the middle of the bunny. And all that is two hearts. And I always say drawing is just nothing but shapes, right? So you're just going to draw a couple of hearts back to back and then create the body of the butterfly. Simple stuff, right? Now I have these little dotting tools. They're used for nail art, but I use them in my art because in my doodle art. And I'm making the little antenna dots and some little dots inside the butterfly wings. How cute, right? Okay, next up, grabbing a little bit of yellow here, we're going to go up on the other bunny ear. And this has absolutely nothing to do with anything that I'm drawing. It's doodle art. So I'm going to make kind of like you would see in a paisley pattern, like a little, it almost looks like a little comma or an apostrophe, but on steroids, kind of big and fat. So it's yellow in the center, and then it is trimmed out in the dark pink. And it's paisley. If you know what paisley is, if you don't know what paisley is, then look it up. You'll see the pattern. And I just polka dotted that. And of course, another flourish. And it doesn't have to be in the same spot as the other ear. This is doodle art, guys. Doodle art has no rhyme or reason. And another little flower over here at the end of the bunny ear with a green stem and a couple little leaves. Nothing too fancy, right? But you can see it starting to take shape. This would be so much fun to do with your teens, with your kiddos. Just give them a little wooden bunny. And this little wooden bunny was from the Dollar Tree, by the way, but you can get any kind of wooden bunny anywhere, any craft store, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, Dollar Tree, they're all over. And I don't know if you'll have them with the 2 ears like this. They probably still have them. But, oh, and I put a little tiny ladybug at the top of that flower. It's really tiny and hard to see, but hopefully when I hold it up later, you can see it. I'm giving a couple little antenna there. There you go. There's a little ladybug. And now we're going to move on to doodling the body. How many things can you think of to doodle? Well, I can think of a lot. So this is a little yellow bumblebee. I'm just creating the head of the bee, and then I'll create the body. All that is a couple of ovals that you just attach one to the other. Simple, right? That's all drawing is shapes. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to go over here. It kind of looks like I'm doing a spider, but I'm not. That would be a kind of a buggy bunny, like a Bugs Bunny. But I am creating a little dandelion when it goes to seed, and there's the seeds flying up into the air. Just something very simple, right? I want this to be very springy / summery, and now I'm going back over to the bumblebee, and the bumblebee has to have some black stripes, right? And what else does a bumblebee have? A stinger. So we put the stinger in, and just drawing in the wings, and of course the antenna. And as I said, you'll see me going back in and around the edges and little stations and creating those little scallops. They look very kind of lacy. It just gives the bunny a little bit of an outline. And we're going to give him some toes. They're just little oval black spots. Pretty easy so far, right? I think the key to doing this is using a script liner brush because it's so simple to work with. It's like almost as easy as a magic marker. Here I'm just making a little sunshine over the bunny ear. I just wanted a little something extra up there, a little extra yellow and brightness up there. Okay, now down by the bunny foot, I'm going to create a couple little hot pink tulips. And that's just a little oval on the bottom and 3 little points on the top. Very simplistic, nothing fancy, almost childlike in these drawings. That's what doodling is. It's very simplistic drawings. Okay, now you're going to see me start making the bunny tail. And the reason I stopped in the middle of painting is because I don't want to paint a bunch of doodles that the bunny tail's going to cover up. So I go ahead and I grab a little piece of cardboard and wrap that, oh, I don't know, 100 times. I can't even imagine how many times that was. I didn't count, but I'm going to say it was a lot. You can see it's nice and fat. And when you pull it off the cardboard and you tie it in the middle, then you have to give it a little haircut. Now watch what I'm doing here. I'm getting really close, cutting a lot of that off. The more you cut off and round it, the more dense the bunny tail's going to be. So I could have made it even more dense by cutting it shorter. The shorter you cut it, the more dense it's going to be. The longer you cut it, the fluffier it's going to be. So I left a little bit of fluff there and hot glued it where the bunny tail's supposed to be, right? and another little snip or two, and it looks pretty good. Now we're going to move back over to our tulips. I didn't want to keep drawing tulips if they were going to get covered up by the bunny tail. So we're going to do that, finish that off. And I kept thinking, what else could I possibly draw that I haven't already? And I couldn't think of anything. So I did another flower. Another flower with a couple of little leaves, a little rose. And there you have it, folks. You have the little doodle bunny, and I'm going to go back around here and give it just some swoosh marks, a couple of little swoosh marks. And here it is in all its glory. I hope you enjoyed this little doodle bunny, and I hope you'll follow me at Bella Lena Boutique.